Welcome back to the Carloom, everyone. Today, we're diving into a story that began long before Tesla became a household name, a story of engineering brilliance, relentless innovation, and a vision that redefined the future of driving. This is the journey of Mercedes-Benz, the company that laid the foundation for modern automotive technology decades before the electric revolution began. Before Tesla took the spotlight, Mercedes was already shaping the world of mobility through innovations that changed the way we drive, think, and experience cars. Imagine stepping back to the early 1900s. In a quiet workshop in Germany, a team of passionate engineers led by Karl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler was building something that the world had never seen before. Picture that moment, the birth of the first true automobile, the Benz patent motor wagon, a three-wheeled machine powered by a single-cylinder engine. It was slow, loud, and clunky by today's standards, but it represented a monumental leap forward, a symbol of human creativity and engineering courage. While others were still relying on horses, Mercedes had already begun a revolution of its own. As the decades rolled on, Mercedes didn't stop at simply building cars, they redefined what cars could be. Fast forward to the 1930s, inside their innovation labs, engineers were experimenting with aerodynamics and efficiency long before streamlining became a buzzword. They understood that the shape of a car wasn't just about style, but about science, reducing drag, increasing speed, and improving performance. In those early years, Mercedes was already writing the rulebook for modern automotive engineering. By the 1950s, the world was ready for something extraordinary. Enter the Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing, a car that looked like it had fallen from the future. Its iconic doors opened upward like wings, symbolizing freedom, innovation, and elegance. Underneath the beautiful exterior was something even more impressive: fuel injection technology, a feature decades ahead of its time. While the world was still figuring out how to make cars faster and safer, Mercedes was already combining beauty, performance, and science in perfect harmony. But Mercedes wasn't just focused on speed, they were obsessed with safety. In the 1950s, they introduced the crumple zone, a revolutionary concept that allowed the body of a car to absorb impact and protect the passengers inside. It was an invention that saved countless lives and became a global safety standard. Picture those early crash tests, engineers studying the impact data, refining designs, pushing boundaries to make every drive safer. Mercedes didn't just want to make fast cars, they wanted to make cars that could save lives. As we move into the 1970s, Mercedes engineers took another giant leap forward with the introduction of the anti-lock braking system (ABS). Imagine a group of engineers in white coats standing by the test track, watching a car stop smoothly on a wet road. That moment changed automotive history. The technology, developed and perfected by Mercedes, became one of the most important safety innovations ever created. Today, ABS is a standard feature on nearly every vehicle in the world, but it all started with Mercedes' relentless pursuit of perfection. Then came the 1980s, an era defined by luxury, precision, and craftsmanship. Step inside a Mercedes from that time, and you'd feel the difference immediately: the rich leather, the elegant wood trim, the analog gauges that seemed to whisper sophistication. Mercedes wasn't just selling cars, they were creating experiences. They made driving a statement, a symbol of success, confidence, and unmatched quality. Every curve of the steering wheel, every click of the door, was designed with precision. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Mercedes was already preparing for the future while others were still looking at the past. In their wind tunnels, engineers tested futuristic shapes, using airflow simulations to design cars that cut through the air with minimal resistance. The goal wasn't just to go faster, it was to go smarter. Their early hybrid prototypes and concept vehicles hinted at a future where performance and sustainability could coexist. Mercedes saw the electric future coming long before it became a trend. As the 21st century unfolded, the world started to change, and so did Mercedes. Inside their high-tech laboratories, engineers began experimenting with electric propulsion, battery efficiency, and digital intelligence. Their EQ series, from the EQC to the EQS, represents more than just electric vehicles, they're the evolution of over a century of innovation. Step into a Mercedes EQS, and you're surrounded by quiet power and futuristic elegance, an experience built on decades of learning, testing, and perfecting. And while Tesla gets a lot of credit for popularizing electric cars, Mercedes was already there experimenting with hybrid systems, hydrogen fuel cells, and even autonomous technology long before the EV wave began. In fact, in the early 2010s, Mercedes became one of the first automakers to test self-driving cars on public roads, using radar and camera systems that would later inspire features found in today's Teslas. Picture this, a sleek Mercedes concept car gliding down a futuristic highway, sensors and LiDAR creating a 360-degree map of the surroundings. The driver sits calmly, hands off the wheel, while the car navigates seamlessly through traffic. This isn't science fiction, it's the result of decades of research and vision. Mercedes didn't just dream about the future, they built it piece by piece. Today, Mercedes continues to innovate with AI-driven systems, sustainable materials, and next-generation electric drivetrains. Their commitment to craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology bridges the gap between tradition and transformation. From the first combustion engine to the latest electric EQS, Mercedes-Benz has always been ahead of its time, a brand that never stopped pushing the limits of what's possible. And here's something to think about: while Tesla may have ignited the modern electric revolution, many of the technologies that make EVs safe, efficient, and luxurious trace their origins back to Mercedes innovations. Whether it's regenerative braking, aerodynamic design, or advanced safety systems, Mercedes helped write the blueprint that others are now following. So, before we celebrate the Tesla era, we should remember the giants whose shoulders this revolution stands on. Mercedes-Benz wasn't just building cars, they were shaping the DNA of modern mobility. Every innovation they introduced paved the way for the cars of today and the future we're heading toward. As we look ahead to the next decade, one thing is certain: the race toward the future isn't just about who goes electric faster, but about who continues to innovate with purpose, passion, and precision. And in that race, Mercedes-Benz has already proven that they've been leading long before anyone else even started. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the legacy and innovation of Mercedes-Benz, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next feature. The story of innovation doesn't end here, it's just getting started. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video.